It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks up against the Brooklyn Nets. And for Brooklyn, they've had a tough time over the last few weeks. 3-7 in their last 10 games. We'll see if they can make amends tonight. Well, the big problem for Dallas last season was their play on the defensive end. They just didn't do enough to slow teams down. What can they do to improve that, Shaq?
Well, first, they got to have a rim protector on the floor at all times. Can't be passive about letting perimeter players get into the teeth of their defense and score. You need a rim protector.
I don't know. They did a poor job of rebounding last year, Shaq, and second worst in the league in the percentage of defensive rebounds grabbed. So I don't know if they can change that. It's going to be difficult.
That'll do it for us for now.
On the floor for the visiting Dallas Mavericks. At small forward, Omri Caspi. At point guard, Darren Williams. At the other guard position, Wesley Matthews. At center, Steven Adams. At the other forward position, Dirk Nowitzki. The head coach of the visiting team is Rick Carlisle. Let's meet your Brooklyn Nets. Starting at shooting guard, 6 feet 4 inches, number 6, Sean Kilpatrick. Starting at small forward, standing 6 foot 8, number 44, Bojan Bogdanovic. At the other guard, at 6 foot 3 inches, number 2, Jared Jack. The other forward, standing 6 foot 8, number 30, Thaddeus Young. A 7-foot center from Stanford, number 11, Brook Lopez. The head coach of your home team. Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn Nets.
The Nets play before the hometown crowd, and we've got it for you tonight, live from Brooklyn, New York. Last game for the Nets, they picked up a W against the Bulls in Chicago, and just a 2-point win there. They had to fight tooth and nail for it.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way, and that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against a defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
And it's the Mavericks to start out. Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Caspi is out there with Nowitzki. Then it's Matthews. Then it's Williams. And it's Adams in at the center, locking down the middle.
You know, last season, Thaddeus Young was moved from Minnesota to Brooklyn, guys. A good move for everybody involved as he helped with the playoff push.
Nowitzki kicks to Matthews. That one goes. Count it. Matthews has got the first points up on the board tonight here for Dallas. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I had a chance to talk with the head coach for Brooklyn. Coach told me that defensively, he's not even sure how you contain Dirk Nowitzki offensively. He said he really has an unstoppable shot with that turnaround. I don't know how you stop it, but we're going to try. Guys, it always helps to have those athletic, rangy defenders who can at least get a hand in his face. We'll see what matchup they go with defensively.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. Well, it was the Dallas Mavericks winning their last game against Toronto.
And they may have been on the road, but you know what? They nullified any home court disadvantage in that game by how well they shot it from three.
Shooting can always be a great equalizer. I mean, when you shoot like that from outside, it really makes winning on the road a lot easier.
And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage. And he's starting to get what he wants here early and often. Nice move.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Screen by Young, and Jack kicks to Young. No luck. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. This game against Brooklyn here, it's their first look at the Nets.
And this was as even a matchup as you'll find in the NBA. Split the season series down the middle, 1 apiece.
Yeah, this is really tight. I mean, it's splitting hairs when you talk about these teams. You get the feeling if they play 10 games, each side would win 5.
And here is Jack. Dirk Nowitzki getting his 3 to go. And Jack, here we go. And it's blocked by Adams. It's tipped. Lopez with the steal. And even 3-on-3 break. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Well, they won't be down for long if they can get some more early offense just like that.
And Clark, the best way to get that early offense is with steals that allows you to get out in transition.
Kilpatrick passes to Young. Thaddeus Young provides a lot of things, Clark. Solid on both ends of the floor. You can plug him into almost any lineup and make it work.
Yeah, he's an ideal basketball player because of his versatility. I think that's one of his greatest strengths. Not only can he play the 3 or 4, he can go inside and outside, too.
Second free throw, no good. Mavericks leading by 4. Here's Matthews. Nice pass, nice catch, and a reason.
Very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
Here's Kilpatrick following the score by Dallas. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
And, guys, when you talk about Thaddeus Young, last year was another solid season for him. Excellent job finishing around the rim as usual. Solid rebounding numbers, but still trying to improve his consistency from the 3. He started the season strong in that department and kind of fell off a bit at the end.
And there's the call. Brooklyn the foul. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Derek Favors checked in for Nowitzki. That's Felton in for Matthews. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Felton kicks to Favors. Now the feed to Adams. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Caspi from out on the wing. He knocks it down. Caspi's got his first points in this one.
Man, Thaddeus Young, he's really entering the prime of his career right now at age 27. Hard to believe he's now in his 9th season. Only spent 1 year in college. Still plenty of room to grow.
Jack's shot is good.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
Now here's Williams. He had 19 points in the win against the Raptors in Toronto.
And also his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved.
And here is Jack after the three-pointer from Darren Williams. From 12 feet out. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending him.
And so it's Brooklyn with it, following the three-pointer by Raymond Felton. Here's Kilpatrick. He's covered by Felton. And it's Kilpatrick missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Kicks it to Caspi. Lets the 3 fly. Another 3 for Dallas.
And a huge lead here early to start.
Well, you know, right from the tip, there's not anything they haven't done well so far.
The big change last year for the Mavs came when they traded for Rajon Rondo. It looked to be the missing piece for him, Clark, but Boy, it just never seemed to come together.
You just don't know. Trades are always risky. You don't know how they're going to work out. And I give credit to ownership for talking to the players to see what they thought about the trade before they actually made the deal.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Pachulia's checked in. There's a screen by Robinson. Here's Sloan. 9 points last game out. There's a screen by Robinson. 4 on the clock. From 12 feet out. It's hauled in by Felton.
And things just didn't really work out with Rondo here with the Mavs. Missed a lot of games and at times clashed with that coaching staff.
Jacks up a 3. Good. And the nice assist for Williams. And it's 6 points for Raymond Felton.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
And guys, now that they're rolling from out there, the defense has to really get up into them. You've got to almost be in their jerseys to try to deny those looks.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And, you know, they said it was the injury, but you have to suspect the Mavs just shut him down in the playoffs. They took a big swing and missed with Rondo in acquiring him, but I think you have to give them credit for at least taking the risk.
You have to love the newest stadium in the NBA here at Barclays. Very state-of-the-art, outstanding facility.
Yeah, the Nets have a nice home here. I bet they wish they were stronger here at home. Finished under 500 last season with a record of 19-22.
Here's Sloan. He's guarded by Williams. They set the screen. Williams with the block. They get it back. Here's Bogdanovich. It's rebounded by Dallas. 15 seconds left in the first quarter. Shoots from 12. And Raymond Felton the bucket on the assist by Caspi. And it's 8 points for Raymond Felton.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Greg, it's hard to imagine they'll stay this hot for 4 quarters, but if they even approximate that, watch out.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Mavericks lead by 13. And a moment now to hear from Steven Adams as he reflects back on a life growing up as the youngest of 18 children back in New Zealand. Hard to imagine growing up in such a huge family, but it sounds like maybe it prepared him for life in the NBA.
Yeah, got him outside of himself and toughened him up a little bit. No question about that. Wow, 18, that's mind-boggling.
That is amazing.
Yep.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Mavericks, they've got Nowitzki. Matthews out there with Felton. Then there's Caspi, and it's Pachulia in at the center position.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Taken away by Felton. The 17-footer. And the shot's good after hitting off the rim. Caspi's got 7 points in the game.
That mid-range jumper is just another one of his weapons.
And when you watch Wes Matthews, you see he's just a fantastic perimeter defender, Clark. He can match up well at either the 2 or the 3.
His combination, Kevin, of length and strength and lateral movement make him an outstanding defensive player.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
And for Matthews, you know, he knows that he's a strong defender. And so last year, his claim was that he was the best two-way shooting guard in the NBA.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Young comes in for Robinson. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Donald Sloan. The Mavericks also with a sub. Adams checked in. Brooklyn shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line.
And the second free throw, good.
Listen, he has a chance to be considered the best two-way player at his position, and not sure if he is the clear-cut winner of that debate, but he is in the conversation. And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Matthews with the steal. To the paint. The drive by Adams. Rebounded by the Nets. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Shoots the 3, and the shot is good. The Maverick lead has been cut down to 12 on the bucket from Kilpatrick.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Lopez passes to Hollis Jefferson. 5 to shoot. Here's Young. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Young's got 6 points.
The offense really coming around here in the second.
It's about rhythm, Clark. They're up above 50% now for the game, and you'll take that on any night. And defensively, there's still some work, though, they're going to have to shore up.
You know, the Nets really kind of drifted along for the first part of last season, treaded water, but after the All-Star break, they stepped on the gas, put themselves right back in the playoff picture.
Mavericks leading by 10. Caspi dishes to Adams, and he dunks it down.
And he's been the catalyst all game long. Love how he's distributing the basketball.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, when the offense runs through him, it's really smooth.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
You know, you look at Dallas, and that team didn't rely too much on the mid-range or the short game last season, but they could have. They shot 70% from 12 feet and in, excluding drives. That's pretty good.
Lee's checked in for the Mavericks. Williams comes in for Caspi. Here's Jack. Good on the 13-footer. Jack's got 6.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
For the Mavs, and that 70% shooting from 12 feet and in, a lot of dirt, high posts, and push shots from their guards will do that.
It isn't the most efficient shot by analytics, but there is a lot to be had in the mid-range. If teams only protect the 3 and the rim, you can feast on them with the little short push shots, and the Mavs did that last season.
To the middle. Puts it up from 12, and again it's Brooklyn converting. Dallas leading by 11. And here's Felton from the arc. Jack with the rebound. The Nets have gone 7 of 9 in their field goal attempts here in the second quarter. Pretty good offense. Here's Kilpatrick. Adams defending. Here's Lopez. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Lopez has got his first points of the game. For 3, Felton. The kick out to Williams. Out to the right wing. Got a piece of it. Hollis Jefferson passes to Kilpatrick. Can't get it to go. Good D by Lee.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
Dallas moving the ball around. Williams kicks to Lee. And here's Matthews for the 3. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
Yet another 3 for him, Kevin. He's really been draining them here in the second.
Nets trail by 12. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Well, with a strong mix of perimeter and interior defense, these leading shot blockers among small forwards this past month have had a very good run at their own end of the court. And you look at Hollis Jefferson, a fierce inside defender, tops in the NBA in blocks.
And typically you have your centers or power forwards contesting the shots down low, but he can come flying in from the wing to block shots.
That's a specialty of his. We call it the rear view challenge, or coming from the weak side. He catches so many shooters by surprise, coming in to provide defensive help at the right time and denying shots.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pass to Young. Corner shot. That shot is off, coming up empty for the second time this game. 4 for 6. That's good from Williams on the assist by Matthews. And that's now 8 points for Darren Williams.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Williams against Jack. Lopez, a screen on Williams. Jack for 3. It's hauled in by Adams.
And offensively, they've gotten stuck on the perimeter, falling in love with the jumper.
And maybe shying away from contact a bit too, Greg. I mean, their free throw attempts are also down from the first quarter.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Here's Young, and a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. Young's got 6 points in the quarter.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
It's Williams with the drive. Can't connect from 13 feet out. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Mavericks ahead, leading by 17. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, David, obviously a very strong first half. What's been the philosophy of this team and how you mentally set your focus as a group to come out and play your best basketball?
We just need to keep being consistent. We're a team that's going to stay humble. That's not an issue with us. We're trying to play defense, rebound the basketball, and then just share the ball in offensive way as a team.
David, it's been a complete change in culture. Thank you for your time. Over to you guys.
Thanks so much, Doris, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back in there for the start of the third quarter after this break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome, everyone. We'll be taking a look back at what was clearly a one-sided first half of action. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Wesley Matthews has been having a big night. He ended up with 17 points, 4 assists, and 1 steal. Some great work from him in the first 2 quarters. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
They looked like they were playing an easy game of pitch and catch out there. The playmakers and finishers were in sync on every level. The assist disparity, now that was big. Now that's the reason why it's a blowout right now, and they played well.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Nets.
On defense, they've been all over the place, especially when it comes time to protecting the rim. They struggle in a lot of areas, but they got to toughen up inside. It's a tough matchup for them right now, but that interior presence has to improve if they want to chip away at that deficit.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Now it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. One of the stories here, Wesley Matthews getting it done today.
Yeah, he was in attack mode from the word go. Came out very aggressively in that first half.
Take a look at his shot chart. It looks like the ink spilled right at the rim. No reason for him to settle for anything less.
Young out there with Bogdanovich. Then it's Jared Jack. Then it's Brook Lopez. And it's Kilpatrick in at the 2 guard. So that's the Nets 5.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
Well, Kiwi Steven Adams, one of the toughest players down on the block.
And Kevin Adams is not afraid to get under somebody's skin. He's pretty strong defensively, too.
And, you know, guys, that's one of the things I like about Adams. I mean, he'll draw the ire of opposing players just because of how he approaches the game.
Passes to Jack, and the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
You can't afford to be playing that loose right now.
Definitely not. I mean, things have to be tight. You want to be playing smart, high-level basketball. You don't want to be brain fading right now.
Yeah, and guys, Adams doesn't want to be known as a dirty player. I think he feels he plays aggressive and he hustles, and that sometimes rubs players the wrong way.
Here's the screen. Here's Young. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Williams kicks to Matthews. Caspi with the bucket. Caspi's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And they're not taking their foot off the pedal. They just keep adding to their lead.
Well, it's never a good idea to back off and ease up, and it doesn't look like that thought's even crossed their mind. I love it.
To the inside. And there's the 3-second violation.
Over the last month, let's see how the Mavericks fared in the NBA rankings. First in assists, first in field goal percentage, and they're also #1 in three-point shooting. This is a team that loves to cast up shots from behind the arc.
And how about that assist rate? Great chemistry offensively, playing with one mind, if you will, all on the same page. That's special basketball we're witnessing here tonight.
Jack with it. Williams picks him up. Here's Kilpatrick. 9 points in the game so far. Really left alone that time. Bogdanovich has got 7 points.
There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
And the Mavericks call time here. Nets were the hottest team and story a few years back, certainly, but last season they were put up for sale, surprisingly to some, Clark, midway through the year.
Yeah, that was odd timing given the new arena and rebranding. I mean, you would think after all that effort to rebuild the team, you would see it through.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Henry Sims has checked in for Lopez. Robinson comes in for Thaddeus Young. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Jarrett Jack. And the basket by Kilpatrick.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish. And for the Nets being put up for sale, a big part of it was they were a team that was supposed to compete for titles. And since the move to Brooklyn, they have had trouble going deep in the playoffs.
Defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
Here's Sloan. He's guarded by Williams. There's the pick. Kilpatrick passes to Robinson. No good. Good work defensively by Nowitzki.
And you know, with Brooklyn, I don't think anybody wants to take over a team in a rebuild mode. I mean, that's what the Nets seem to be looking at for the next few seasons. They had their shot, went all in with some of their decisions, unfortunately came up short.
Derek Favors checked in for Dirk Nowitzki. The Mavericks have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And guys, they've taken a huge step forward at the free throw line this season, especially when you compare it to last season. They're a completely different team in that area. I really think that's the area they want to work the ball into, and it takes passing like that to get it done.
Mavericks leading by 22. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time.
You look at the turnover situation, guys, and it's not been that bad. Just a handful, and when you take care of the ball like that, that can help you build a lead.
The Nets making a switch here. Hollis Jefferson's checked in. And Dallas with a change here, too. Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Matthews. Bogdanovich out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard and show you the teams that have shot the lights out during the last month. The Mavericks, #1.
And really, the basketball IQ has just evolved. Just the way they move the ball and share it. They always find good looks.
For Brooklyn, they've gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. And Sloan kicks to Robinson. Here's Sloan. He's guarded by Williams. Back to Robinson. Rebound by Williams. Well, for Darren Williams, the injury-riddled campaigns just keep piling up.
Yeah, it's almost difficult to watch considering how good he was when he was healthy. I mean, you're talking about one of the most explosive players in the game over the last decade at the point guard spot. But the injuries, hard to overcome.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. And the Nets miss again. Here's Dallas. They're on a 16-7 run. Felton dishes to Favors. Williams kicks to Caspi. All sorts of time. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. Williams has got his 5th assist in this one. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting down near the 40% mark since halftime. They've been slow getting going.
Timeout.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
And we've seen Dallas just be fantastic since the start of the new millennium. Year in and year out, they seem to always win 50 games. Hit that mark again last season.
Lee's checked in for Dallas. There's a screen by Robinson. Sloan, that's good.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Lee kicks to Caspi. Dallas moving it around. And here's Felton from the arc. Sims with the rebound. Well, last season they won 50, Greg, as you just said. That marked Clark the 12th time. It happened since 2000.
Well, clearly this franchise has been committed to winning. I mean, you hear that from a lot of franchises, but they often aren't willing to take the risk that the Mavericks take. The Mavs do a good job of putting their money where their mouth is. They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Here's Sloan. He's guarded by Williams. Sloan passes to Sims. Here's Robinson, and he slams it one-handed.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound are a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength just like that.
Yeah, he's an invaluable asset for them to have. No question about it.
Not a good idea to let him get such good position in the paint.
It's more than a bad idea. It's real trouble. I mean, he'll make that 10 out of 10 times.
Here's Sloan. He's guarded by Williams. It's Sloan, top of the key. Robinson dishes to Bogdanovich. Sloan. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
Pass to Favors. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. Williams has got his 6th assist on the night. Here's Sloan. He's guarded by Williams. To the wing right side. Here's Sloan. Missed. And at the end of the 3rd quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. It's Dallas just dominating this one. And we'll have the start of the 4th quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And we're getting underway here in the 4th quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. On the court for the Mavericks, Williams is out there with Matthews. Then there's Caspi. Then there's Nowitzki. And it's Adams in at the pivot, manning the middle. Fast break. Here we go. Here's Matthews. And it comes off the front of the rim. Brooklyn's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Down low. It's tipped and stolen by Darren Williams. And now Matthews pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
You know what? You just cannot get much better of a look than that one.
Exactly. I mean, no way you expect him to miss that shot.
Jack against Williams. Kilpatrick. His 3-pointers off the mark.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Picked off in midair. Williams kicks to Matthews. It's stolen by Jack. And it's Lopez at the elbow. Had the space there, but it's offline. For Dallas, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. And Matthews kicks to Adams. Nowitzki, the pass to Williams. Puts up a 3. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Nowitzki. And 11 points for Darren Williams.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Bogdanovich, no luck. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Williams kicks to Adams, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Both teams deciding to change it up. For Brooklyn, they've gotten off to a rough start in the fourth quarter here, going 0 for 4 so far. It's stolen by Harris. Fast break, Dallas. Finished off the break. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Mavericks.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
And the Nets making a change here. Reed's checked in, and the Mavericks making a change here. And guys, over the last 2 seasons, Devin Harris has been a backup point guard, but one could argue that he's outperformed the guys that are directly ahead of him.
That's exactly right, Kevin. I mean, Harris came back to the team that he started his career with to be a support player, but injuries, trades, and generally poor fits elevated Harris's importance to the team.
They retain possession to end the run, and he gets the bucket.
Well, I like the way he orchestrated in tight that time, fellas.
The Mavericks have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. All sorts of time. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Harris has got 7 now in this quarter.
You know, getting back to Devin Harris, he can really help you. But you want to do one thing, limit his minutes. 11 full seasons under his belt. Slender in build. It's best to play him around half the game if you can.
Larkin, and count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Henry Sims is checked in for Brooklyn, and he gets it to go. And that's now 27 points for Wesley Matthews.
You know, talking about the veteran Harris, his quickness was still apparent last season, and his skill set was a good fit for Coach Carlisle's flow offense. I mean, this guy's been around a long time, and there are very few that are quicker than him with the ball.
Nice work there coming off the screen.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
That's a 2 from Matthews. A quick shot there, and it's off target. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. For the 3. Can't get it to go. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. Harris dishes to Powell, and Shane Larkin gets the whistle that time.
Well, we all know how loud NBA arenas can get. I mean, last season there were some accusations thrown around that it wasn't all organic. I mean, some players felt as if some of the NBA crowd noise was artificial.
Donald Sloan's checked in for Larkin. Dallas also making some changes. Lee's checked in for Powell, and it's Felton in for Charlie Villanueva. For 3, Felton. Sims with the rebound. Some heavy accusations about artificial noise being pumped in last year. We've seen the issue in the NFL. talked about now in the NBA. Seeing it in other sports, there's a case that maybe the NBA's got to deal with this.
No, there's no doubt about it. I know some stadiums, it might feel like there is extra noise being pumped in. And listen, there are a lot of fan bases that we have are just flat out loud. I mean, it can be electric. But having said that, I don't think we want to have the artificial noise being pumped in. I think it does the game a disservice.
Reed, a screen on Harris. Sloan, that's good.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the quality of that three-point shot attempt right there, going at it the way they did, but it all worked out for him. If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
And there's the foul. It goes on Wesley Matthews. Caspi, he's checked in for Dallas.
Substitution for the Mavericks. Henri Caspi.
There's a minute 34 left in the game. The shot's good from Ellington. And here is Harris.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Mavericks.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today, you know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Matthews. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Reed a screen. Here's Sloan. He's covered by Felton. Sloan passes to Reed. Three-pointer Ellington. It's rebounded by Dallas. Well, for the Mavericks, they can just run out the clock. Feeds it to Harris. There's the triple. Harris missing again. Here's Sloan. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Wesley Matthews. Talk about lighting it up in the second quarter. My word, that was just huge, and the impact carried them through the entire game.
He was up to every single challenge he faced tonight. He was in such control of the ball game. His showcase of his skill set was awesome.
He had a sensational night shooting the ball. Over 60% reminds me of myself. If you're shooting over 60%, you're playing smart. You're being aggressive, and you're creating opportunities. What a spectacular performance.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.